What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and killing at least one of your goals today. Today we are reviewing the 2023 Jeep Cherokee Altitude Luxe. Huge thank you to Homer over at Koons, Tysons, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram for allowing me to do this review for you guys today. If you guys are interested in this particular Cherokee or any Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram product, I'll be sure to have Homer's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. First, let's talk about the exterior and performance. And like I said, this is a 2023 Jeep Cherokee Altitude Luxe, and this particular one has been painted in the $495 granite crystal metallic. With the Altitude Luxe, you do get a black headlight bezel with LED headlights and automatic high beams. You also get LED daytime running lights, LED turn signals, and LED fog lights towards the bottom of your front bumper. Moving our way to the center of the front end, you get some black Jeep lettering as well as the black 7-slot grille with black surround. Looks pretty sweet, and just like any other Jeep product, you get that 7-slot grille. And then one thing that's kind of interesting about the front end of the Cherokee is that the hood kind of morphs into the front bumper. So it kind of looks like this part of the hood ate into the bumper and like ate that piece out, and it really just looks like that, I think, because of your 7-slot grille. They kind of look like teeth. It's kind of funny, but I do like the look of it. I think it looks pretty sweet. You also get 6 forward-facing sensors with the Altitude Luxe. So you get one right here, here, and over there as well. You also get a black trim surround around your fog lights. I'll give you guys a close-up of that. So you get like a gloss black trim piece that surrounds your fog lights, as well as a mesh black lower grille with a front sensor for your safety features that I'll get into later on in this video. And then you also get a black trim piece at the bottom of your front bumper with some satin black cladding that leads nicely into your wheel arch moldings just above your wheel and tire setup. So with the Altitude Luxe, you do get 2 wheel options. So this is the standard 17-inch wheels, but you can also opt for some 18-inch wheels. I personally like the way the 17s look better. So these are 17-inch gloss black wheels wrapped in 225/65 Firestone Destination LE2 tires. Give you guys a view of the tread pattern on those tires, as well as you do get an independent front suspension, and that is what that looks like. Then you get some plastic liner in there to help aid with quieter ride here on the interior. With the Altitude Luxe, you also get black mirror caps with integrated turn signals. The side view mirrors are heated. You get blind spot monitoring. You also do get memory seat adjustment settings that also include your side view mirrors with the $3,195 luxury elite package. So this does have the Luxe Elite package. So you get memory side view mirrors, as well as a puddle light on your side view mirrors as well. That does not come with the Luxe Elite package. That is just standard with the Cherokee Altitude Luxe. You also get rain sensing wipers, so whenever it's raining outside, the wipers will turn on by themselves. One thing that I thought was pretty cool, a little Easter egg, is that right here where our Virginia inspection sticker goes, you get the little Willys Jeep. I like how, like, on most Jeep products, there's always like an ode to the old Willys Jeeps. I think it's pretty cool. You also get some gloss black roof rails. You get black window trim, body color door handles with keyless access. You get some black Cherokee lettering on both front doors, and then you get some more of that satin black cladding that again leads into your wheel arch moldings for your rear wheel and tire setup. And then up top here, you have a satin black antenna. There's your third brake light. You do get LED taillights as well as a black Jeep badge and black 4x4 badge, which is located there. You also get a backup camera and a power liftgate. The power liftgate comes with the $3,195 Luxe Elite package, which I'll open up for you guys right now. All you got to do is find where the P is and then press on that, and the power liftgate will open up to reveal a good amount of storage space back here. So you can see you get a little like a hook over here, another hook on this side. This is to open, I guess this is more to close your power liftgate. So if you press on that, this will beep 3 times, and then the power liftgate will start to close. And then over here, you have a 12-volt power outlet. You get another light here for your trunk, which is located there. And then really that's about it for that. Here are your floor mats. And then if you open this thing up, you have your spare tire. So the spare tire also has your jack and then all the necessities to change your spare tire. Now, the spare tire is an $895 option. So if you guys want a spare tire, you're gonna have to pay up for it. But closing that power liftgate again, you press on this button and it will beep 3 times. You get the 3 beeps, and then the power liftgate will begin to close. You get a satin black rear bumper with the Luxe Elite with 6 rear view sensors total. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 rear view sensors. And then you get a reflector on the driver's side of the rear bumper and a reflector on the passenger side of the rear bumper. And if you guys were wondering about the max tow capacity with the naturally aspirated 2.4 liter 4-cylinder, the max tow capacity of the way this particular one is spec'd is 2,000 pounds. Now, if you guys do go to the trim level above this, I'm blanking on the trim level at the current moment. I'll put that on screen. But if you guys get that, you get a bigger engine, and then you also get a greater max tow capacity. So the max tow capacity jumps from 2,000 to 4,000 pounds with the I believe it's like the Trailhawk. I can't remember. I think it is the Trailhawk. But yeah, you get a bigger engine as well as a greater max tow capacity. But I think this thing looks pretty sweet, especially for the money, and it's actually pretty dang nice here on the interior. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. But let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 2.4 liter inline 4-cylinder that makes 180 horsepower and 171 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 7.9 seconds. If you guys were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 21 miles per gallon in the city, 29 miles per gallon on the highway for 24 miles per gallon combined with standard 4-wheel drive. I think those are very good fuel economy numbers. And this thing, despite those numbers that I just listed out to you guys, is actually pretty dang peppy, which I'll show you guys on the driving portion of the review. But if you guys are enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm really trying to hit 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So if you guys would take a second out of your day, give the video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. But let's move into the interior. All right, guys, moving into the interior, you do get keyless access. So all you got to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind the door handle, and the vehicle will unlock. You can also lock the vehicle by pressing on this button right here, and you can tell that the vehicle will lock. Now, there are a couple things I wanted to show you guys that have to do with the key fob before we move into the interior. Is obviously you have your unlock and your lock functions, and then if you press that button, that will power open and or close your power lift gate. And then if I press this button here twice, that will remote start the vehicle. So all you got to do is press the lock button once, press that button twice, and the vehicle will fire up. And that's what it sounds like when it fires up. So let's move into the interior, press the unlock button, and let's take a look at the driver's side door panel. So taking a look at the door panel, you can see this part about right here is all leather wrapped. So this is all black leather. This is also a nicely padded armrest with some accent colored stitching. However, the rest of the door panel is pretty much just a black plastic material. You get a satin chrome door handle, 2 memory seat adjustment settings. Like I said, your memory seat adjustment settings also include your side view mirrors. You get automatic up and down driver and front passenger windows, but in the back you do not get automatic up or down windows. Here are your power mirror controls. Pressing on this button will limit your passenger window privileges. And then you got your unlock and your lock buttons and some miscellaneous storage space at the bottom of the door panel. So taking a look here on the interior, with the Altitude Luxe, you do get a standard 8-way power driver and front passenger seat. You also get standard front heated seats as well as a standard heated steering wheel, as well as you guys saw that remote start. Remote start is also standard. So let's step into the interior and let's see what the Cherokee Luxe has to offer. So starting over here, we'll work our way to that side and then into those rear seats. So here are your headlight controls. So right now I have my headlights off. If I twist this once to the right, that turns my LED daytime running lights on. Twist that one more time to the right, that is headlights always on. And then if I twist it all the way to the right, that puts my headlights in automatic. But if you guys want to turn the interior part of this on after you have remote started it, make sure you have your key fob in the interior, push your foot down on the brake and push to start, and then you can see the rest of the interior starts to light up. And then right over here, this is like the brightness of your dome light, so you can turn your dome lights on or off, I believe, with this. And then over here, this is to brighten and or dim your backlit gauges as well as your backlit buttons. So here are your backlit gauges, here are your backlit buttons. You can brighten it, you can dim it. Pressing on this will open and or close your power lift gate. If you guys let me know in the comments down below, because this looks like it's for the gauge cluster. So if I do that, it turns the interior lights on, which is kind of weird. But if I do this, it doesn't do anything. So let me know what this button or this scroll knob does in the comments down below, please. And then opening this up, you get a great spot. You can set some coins or something like that. I don't think my sunglasses would fit down in there, but that's about it. There's your pedal box, you get your stuff down there, and then this is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. It is leather wrapped and it is also heated. I'm gonna close the door here for a second. And let's take a look at our turn signal, or take a listen to our turn signal. That is what the turn signal sounds like on the Cherokee. Obviously, you also have your high beam control, so pull back, that turns your high beams on and stuff like that. But one thing, you have these two controls here. So this is to tune your radio as well as to go forward on a track or backward on a track if you guys are on your Bluetooth audio system. And then on this side of the steering wheel, you have the volume up as well as the volume down. I'm not sure. This is volume up, and then this is volume down for your media. And then you got all these different arrows here as well as this OK button. That is to control your 7-inch productivity screen, which is down in there. So we'll get into that in a second. This is to pick up on a phone call. This is to hang up on a phone call. And then this is to speak to the vehicle. And then over here on this side, you got all your adaptive cruise control settings. So let's take a listen to what the horn sounds like on the Cherokee. That's what the horn sounds like on the Cherokee. So now let's take a look at our gauge cluster. So on the left-hand side of the gauge cluster, you have your RPM gauge. And then on the right-hand side, you have your speedometer. And then again, at the center, you have your 7-inch productivity screen, which can be controlled by these arrows on this side over here. So let's go throughout that screen. So right now we're on the fuel economy screen. If you go down once, this is your trip information screen. You got your trip A and your trip B. Go down one more. This is like your stop start stuff. Go down one more. This is your audio stuff. Then you get your different messages, no stored messages. And then you can press OK to enter your screen setup. I'm not going to mess with that right now. And then you can go back down into here. And this is probably the screen that I would leave it on. The GoPro doesn't seem to be doing a very good job at picking up the screen, but that is your digital speedometer readout. And then this is the screen that I would have it on. And then that's park, reverse, neutral, and drive. That is your coolant temperature gauge. And then that is your fuel gauge. And then obviously you get your odometer right there. This has 17 miles on it. And then you can see your gas pump is pointing to the right hand side of the vehicle. That means you would fill this vehicle up on the right hand side. Then obviously again, RPM gauge, and then you get your analog speedometer, and up top here, that is your fuel range. So both of those are actually your fuel range. So again, you can set this up to display what you want to up there. So if you wanted the ambient exterior temperature up there, you could do that as well. So just something I thought I would point out. If you guys open this thing up right here, you get a great spot that you could maybe set your sunglasses or something of that size up top here. That's your Alpine speaker up there. And then moving it down to here, this 8.4-inch Uconnect 4 infotainment system does have wired Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto connectivity, and it does have built-in navigation as well. So if you guys go into your media stuff, you go AM, FM, XM, and you can select your source. This is your climate stuff here on screen. Go into controls. Again, you get heated and ventilated front seats as well as a heated steering wheel. You can bring up your backup camera right there, and you can turn your auto dimming interior mirror on or off by the push of that button. And you can go into your different apps. That's what your apps look like. I'm not really going to go into it. That's your navigation stuff. I'm not going to open it. And then you got your phone stuff up top here. And then you got your different settings that you can go throughout on that screen. That's your current time, and that is the ambient exterior temperature. So it is 44 degrees out. It's cloudy and a little bit windy. You get 4 HVAC vents on the dash. You got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then just below your 8.4-inch screen, you have your park assist. So this is Park Sense. It will help you park this vehicle into a spot. I'll get into that here later on in the video. And then this is to turn your forward-facing sensors as well as your rear view sensors off so they don't go beep, 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 beep. That is to turn the beeps off. And then this is your lane keep assist on or off button. So that's lane sense on, that's lane sense off. Obviously, this is your hazard button. That's what your hazards look like. And down here, you got your volume knob, you got your tuning knob, you got your mute button, as well as this is traction control off. This is to turn your auto stop start system on or off. This is to turn the infotainment screen off. So if I press that, infotainment screen turns off. Press anywhere on the screen and the screen pops back up. And then down here, you have your climate control stack. This is a dual zone climate control vehicle. So down here, you have your different drive modes, or select terrain is what Jeep calls it. Excuse me here for a second. So your different modes, you got auto, you got snow, you got sport, and then you have sand/mud. If you guys really want to go mudding or you want to go in the snow, I suggest you guys get the Trailhawk. It's going to be better at that. It's got like a locking differential, so that's the better, you know, off-roady version of the Cherokee. If you guys want something that's a great daily driver, this is like the daily driver Cherokee. That's the best way that I can put it. And then you got a USB-A port, an auxiliary jack, and another 12-volt outlet. Here's your gear shifter. You got park, reverse, neutral, drive, and if I push this over, you got manual. You got to press up to downshift, pull down to upshift. So that is what that looks like. And then this is your electronic parking brake. So if you pull up, that's going to engage the parking brake. If you guys press your foot down on the brake and push down on that, that is going to disengage the electronic parking brake. Then you got 2 cup holders in here. You get a nicely padded center fold down armrest with some accent colored stitching, and it is also leather wrapped. You get a great spot in here. You can set a phone, and then opening this up all the way, you got a USB-A port as well as a couple spots that you can set some coins. And then very good amount of storage space down in here. I would say, let's see, almost my whole forearm fits down in there. So very good amount of storage space in here, especially for the size of this vehicle. Normally in a vehicle this size, you don't find a center fold down armrest quite that big. So very, very nice. And then over here, you do not get a lockable glove box, but you got a very good amount of storage space down in there. I mean, it's very deep, and this is kind of interesting. I've never seen a glove box just kind of go like straight in and a little bit down. Normally they're just like kind of straight down, but this one's kind of just like goes in there, if that makes sense. But very good amount of storage space. Like, that is a ton of storage space in there for your glove box. And obviously you can see that you have a light. This is your auto dimming rear view mirror with your SOS and assist buttons. And then up top here are for your pano roof controls. So this panoramic roof does come a part of the Lux Elite package. The Lux Elite package also includes ventilated front seats, the power lift gate, the exterior mirrors with memory, and the Alpine sound system. So if you guys want the pano roof, you're gonna have to get the Lux Elite package. Now, when you guys opt for the $3,195 Lux Elite package, that basically makes this vehicle fully loaded for this trim level. So that's really the only like major option that you can get on this Cherokee. So I suggest, if you guys want something that's really nice, just go ahead and pay the extra $3,100. I know that's a lot of money, but if you guys want like the nicest Cherokee without having to step up to the next trim level, because there are only 2 trim levels, this and the Trailhawk, I would suggest just getting that package. It's going to make it a lot nicer. You get the roof, you get the sound system, you get the ventilated front seats, power lift gate. I think between those options, in my opinion, I think it's worth it. So if I press on this, that's going to bring the shade back, and you guys know how a pano roof works. You can tilt it, you can slide it. I mean, it works pretty much exactly how you would expect it to. I'm not going to open that up all the way because it's raining a little bit. And then pressing on this, that's your driver light, and then that is your passenger light. Boom and boom. And then over here is your shade button. So if I press that, now it's going to close. So shade button, or like this thing, this is your shade. That's going to open up the shade only. This is going to open up the shade and the pano roof. So just keep that in mind. And then opening this thing up, you have a great spot that you can set some sunglasses up top here. And then before we move on, you get your universal garage door opener. Opening this up, you get a vanity mirror with 2 vanity lights, as well as a spot that you can set some money, registration, any small paper product like a business card will fit there, no problem. And then the same thing goes for this side as well. You get a vanity mirror, vanity lights, and another little clip. Let's see if this thing slides. So pull back on it, it does. So that is very nice. I love when I see a visor that slides. A lot of German vehicles do not slide. And then this is your Bluetooth mic pickup for a Bluetooth phone. Then you get another Bluetooth mic pickup for a Bluetooth phone located over there. You get an OPOOP handle, and then the driver also gets an OPOOP handle. Really, that's kind of about it for these front seats. These front seats are very comfortable. Again, in my personal opinion, I find them to be very comfortable. Now, I do want to go over some standard features, and they are safety features that come standard again on the Altitude Lux. So I'm going to read over those now. And those features include advanced brake assist, full speed forward collision warning plus, lane departure warning plus, advanced multi-stage front airbags, supplemental side curtain front and rear airbags, supplemental front seat mounted side airbags. I'm not going to read through all those airbag stuff. Blind spot monitoring and cross cross path detection, parallel and perpendicular park assist with stop, and that is to turn that system on or off. And then you got adaptive cruise control with stop and go, side distance warning, Jeep Active Drive 1, electronic stability control, electronic roll mitigation, you get the rain sensing wipers, you get the security alarm, you get the power lift gate. So very, very nice interior. I'll throw the rest of the window sticker here on screen so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. You guys can go over the standard features and then you can go over the optional equipment. So I'm going to throw that on screen, and let's talk about the MSRP. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2023 Jeep Cherokee Altitude Luxe is spec'd is $43,875. Let me know what you guys think of that price in the comments down below. You can also read over the warranty coverage if you guys want to, the basic and the powertrain. It's a 5-year 60,000 mile powertrain warranty and a 3-year 36,000 mile basic limited warranty. So I do want to move into those rear seats before we get into the driving portion of the review. So I'm going to press the unlock button and let's see what the rear seats are made of. So let's open up the rear door. Door panel back here looks, you know, fairly similar to what you would find at the front. You can see you get some leather wrapping about like right here, and then the rest of the door panel is in that black plastic. You get a satin chrome door handle. Again, you do not get automatic up or down windows in the back, and then you get some miscellaneous storage space down here. I guess one thing I can't point out is that you do have a black trim piece, but really that's about it. And then taking a look at these rear seats, I really like the way that these rear seats look. They look very upscale to me, and they kind of remind me of the Ram 1500 Limited that I was just in. And I think the reason being is that they just look high quality. I like the bolstering that's on the seat, perforated leather. No, you do not get ventilated seats back here, but let's step into the interior and let's see what's going on back here. So I do have my seat back further than I normally would, recline wise, and you can see I don't have much leg room left, but if I was in my normal spot, I'd have tons of leg room and tons of knee room. Even this being as it is, I'm still very comfortable back here, and I still have quite a bit of leg room, or quite a bit of headroom. I'd say maybe 2 or 3 inches of headroom left over for me, but I kind of feel like these are stadium seats, so I feel like I sit quite a bit higher than the front 2 passengers. Get an O-Poop handle located right here, as well as you have a spot that you can set your dry cleaning. Same thing goes for on this side as well. O-Poop handle spot you can set your dry cleaning, and then a little dome light. You get a center fold down armrest here as well with 2 cup holders, and it's a nicely padded center fold down armrest. And then you get a seat back pocket behind the passenger seat, but you do not get a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat. 2 HVAC vents, and then down here you get 2 USB-A ports, 2 USB-C ports, and a 150 watt household power outlet for your rear passengers. So very, very nice interior here for this vehicle being, you know, just a touch over $40,000. Very nice, I approve. But you know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior of the Cherokee. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I will see you guys in the driver's seat. All right guys, and now on to the driving portion of the review, and this thing rides very well, and it's very well insulated from the outside world. Now, one thing that I wanted to mention off the bat was that this Uconnect screen works very, very well. It's very easy to use, and it's very responsive. So yes, while, you know, some people might be like, oh, they've been using the same screen since 2015. Yeah, the reason they've been doing that is because it works so well. It's very, very easy to navigate throughout the screen, which is something that I appreciate, and I'm sure, you know, a lot of other people appreciate, because sometimes when you get into, you know, certain newer vehicles, and you start going throughout like their infotainment screen, you're like, how the heck do I navigate throughout this screen? So sometimes it can be a little daunting and intimidating to work or to get used to some new screens, but this one is one that you can hop right in, and you know, you can get used to it literally in like 2 seconds. It's very easy, it's very intuitive, so it's a smart system. You got a stick in the middle of the road, but this thing handles well. Like I said, if you guys want to get the daily driving version of the Cherokee, this is the one to get, because the other one is more, you know, the off-road focused, so it's not going to ride quite as good as this. I mean, it's still going to ride very well, but this is going to ride just a tad bit better. This thing's got, you know, better daily driving tires. This is the cheaper version. For those of you guys who don't really care about going off-road, I think this one looks better, because all blacked out with the grill and such, you know what I mean? So we're gonna do a little acceleration onto the highway here, and we'll see how she does. So it's not the fastest thing in the world, but it'll get you up and going, you know, just like you need to. Like right there, it merged me into traffic as fast as I needed it to. Obviously, more power is better. And what you get with the Trailhawk is more power. You get a bigger engine, more power, better towing capacity. So if that's something that's important to you, like towing capacity, then, you know, you might want to look into getting the Trailhawk. But if you don't tow anything and you don't care about tow capacity, apparently what I heard actually is that the Trailhawk with the bigger engine actually gets a little bit better fuel economy than this does, which is kind of interesting to me. But for those of you guys who don't want to spend the extra money on the Trailhawk, this is a great alternative. Like I said, I think this thing looks great. It's got the blacked out grille, it's got black window trim, body color door handles. I think it looks great from the exterior. You get the LED lights in the front and the back. So it's just an overall great looking vehicle, and it's also a great riding and performing vehicle as well. So even though you don't get quite as good of fuel economy as you would with the Trailhawk, I still think that the fuel economy that this thing gets, 21 miles per gallon in the city, 29 miles per gallon on the highway with a four-wheel drive vehicle, I think those are very good fuel economy numbers in my opinion. I really like the cinnamon stick color on that Scat Pack. But you know, this is a great vehicle for those of you guys who are looking to get a vehicle under $45,000. Now, you know, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles in the world, but I think it has everything that you need and more. You know what I mean? It's got adaptive cruise control. It's got the rain sensing wipers. It's got the blind spot monitoring. Yeah, it may not have a 360-degree view camera. However, you know, this vehicle isn't like so big and so cumbersome that you would need a 360-degree view camera. Obviously, a 360-degree view camera is always something nice to have, even if you don't need it. But really, you're just paying more money for something that you don't need. You know what I'm saying? So I think the blind spot, and I think the rear view camera could be a little bit better, like graphics wise. But really, at the end of the day, I don't know if that's that big of a deal. But we're gonna do a little acceleration onto the highway here. Nothing crazy, but a little something. It's got more than enough merging power for sure. I don't feel like it really needs any more power. Now, one thing though is that in auto mode with the throttle response, if you don't really like push your foot down onto the throttle, it really doesn't want to accelerate. So you really kind of have to bury your foot in order to get it to, you know, do what you want it to. Now, if you threw it into sport mode, it's going to know what you want to do. It's going to give you that sharper throttle response that you're looking for if you're doing a hard acceleration. But, you know, just for like normal driving, you know, I think the auto mode is totally fine. And yeah, I mean, listen to how it cruises at 63. I think for the price point and for the class that this thing is in, I think it is really well insulated from the outside world. Now, is it going to be like a BMW 5 Series or BMW 3 Series level quietness? No. But, you know, you're not paying BMW 3 or 5 Series money for this thing either. You know, this is more of, you know, something that you want to not spend as much money on, but you still want something that's relatively fully loaded and something that's relatively nice and easy to drive. And I think this thing is definitely nice. It's definitely easy to drive. It's definitely cruises well. The brakes are great. The acceleration, you know, the acceleration could, you know, there could be a little bit more power, but really at the end of the day, I think it does fine. And again, this is the last year for this as the way that you see it. So I would assume that they're going to come back, redesign it, redesign the engine, redesign the chassis and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, overall, I think it's a great vehicle. I think it cruises well. I think it absorbs bumps very well. And for the money, again, I think it's a great value. But we're going to do a little handling test here, here on this turn. And we'll see how she does at about 35 miles an hour. Let's see how she handles. Handles pretty well. You know, I think it handles right on par with what you find in like the like Tahoes and stuff, and the Tahoes handle way better than you would expect them to. I mean, they remain so flat around turns, and I know I'm comparing apples to oranges here, but really at the end of the day, the Tahoe and the Yukons have you know, some of the best suspensions on the market. It doesn't matter if you're comparing it to this or, you know, that Mercedes GLE. I mean, it's just an overall great suspension by the Tahoe. And this thing also has a great suspension. You know, it's a touch on the firmer side, but just a touch. It's not like it's insanely firm, but it's, you know, it's kind of the happy medium between, you know, a soft suspension and a firm suspension. If this is the middle, it's just a touch more towards the firm side, but still very comfortable suspension for daily driving use. Sound system is great. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto connectivity, that's a plus from me for sure. Just an overall great looking vehicle. I really like the color that's on it, the granite crystal. I think that's a great color to choose from. It's very easy to keep clean, but yeah, great vehicle overall. I personally like it, and yeah, let me know what you guys think of it in the comments down below. But that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna say it again, I'm really trying to hit 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So if you guys would please help me hit 10,000 subscribers, I would greatly appreciate it. But again, that's it for today's video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.